understand we have a little technical difficulties with the video involving modern-day volleyball, so I'm going to extemporaneously introduce Chad Rakers, who will be accepting induction on behalf of his father, Fred, who was a volleyball coach.
That sounds great.
We'll just incorporate the introduction and as part of the interview. Have a seat. So you're pulling double duty tonight. I don't know if you knew that.
I'm just here to do whatever you need me to do, Todd.
You're here representing your dad, who's 2019 induction to the Sports Hall of Fame, and you're also accepting the Whitey Herzog Award, which goes to an outstanding team and program, in this case, modern-day volleyball. So you got a lot on your plate tonight.
I'm just proud to be proud to be here. You know, this is amazing to be here with these athletes. I know that Dad would have felt like that he was out of place. I definitely feel out of place here as well, with all these amazing athletes that are here and people and all the things that they've done. We just have a little volleyball program in Southern Illinois.
Well, you have a little volleyball program that's won 7 state championships and was in the Final Four, I think, 8 or 9 other times. The question I have is, now, Modern Day's got 7 state championships, and that other school just on the other side of town has got three or four. What is it in Clinton County that's pumping out all these volleyball players? Is it the ski? Is it the burgers from Dairy King?
I hope it's not the ski and the burgers, because that doesn't get them to jump very well off the floor. There's a lot of competitive passion in Clinton County. That's this tiny little towns that work hard to beat up on each other all year long, no matter what the sport. And, you know, guys like Jeff from Oakville understand. They grow up in tiny little towns of, 800 people, and we battle all the other towns of 800 people, so everybody gets a shot to be out on the court and work hard and prove themselves. And we've been lucky to have great coaches and great players, and then grow up around great athletes like Jeff, and, you eventually get your shot.
So your dad, Fred Rakers, he started the program 35 years before you became coach, and you've been coach now since 2011, I believe. So more than 40 years with Coach Rakers on the bench. Did your dad, what was his background in volleyball to take over the program? And the reason I ask that is, last year, Rita Menke from Belleville East was inducted, and I know what she invested into the program, but I also know that she didn't know a whole lot about coaching softball when she took over. What did he come equipped with?
Dad was coaching softball at Mater Dei first, and they decided that they were going to start a volleyball program. So since he was already coaching the girls, they said, "Why don't you take on volleyball too?" He said, "I don't know anything about volleyball." They said, "We don't care. You know the girls, so that's all we really need." He went to the library and got a book called Winning Volleyball, and that's it. That's the end of the story. The story then reels off 1,000, wins and 6 state titles, and it's an unbelievable story.
It is an unbelievable story. I mean, just fantastic. But he was very invested in the athletic program anyway. I mean, you mentioned that he coached the softball team. I understand he also drove the bus for the baseball team, and he was the PA guy for the football team. So there was a passion and an investment in the institution itself that probably drove his success.
Me and my 2 sisters grew up in Mater Dei. We were at the school 24/7. We could get into the gym just like the Luchtefelds and be there anytime that we wanted. The folks that are here tonight from Mater Dei saw us as little kids grow up in that gym and on those buses and everything else. So we were just little gym rats and didn't know any better. And he was always there. If he could do something for Mater Dei, he was going to do it for Mater Dei, and you wrote in there that he was a walking billboard for the school. He still is, and hopefully he can live on through me and through the program.
What was that like for you and your sisters, just being in the gym every day? I mean, it's great to have Dad present, but was it cool? Was it fun?
Oh, we loved it. We loved it. I mean, they got to compete. My younger sister won a state title. My older sister was there multiple times at state under Dad. we were just actually talking about the fact that she didn't win hers, although she's the one that went on to be the college volleyball coach, and the younger sister, who was not the athlete that the older sister was, is the one that won the state title. And so that's something that we always talk about, and there's always ribbing and stuff about that. But you know, you want to be around your dad as often as you can. And so, you know, it's obviously sad that he's not with us, can't be with us tonight. And he'd be floored by this whole thing. Just to, like I said, be involved in this whole situation. He would think this is ludicrous. But you know, he didn't know any better. He's just, I just want to win. I want to work hard. That's all he knows how to do. He grew up on a farm, you know, and he wasn't the greatest athlete, but boy, he could sure teach it.
And you know, you talk about winning. I mean, more than 1,000 wins, which I believe is still ranks third in IHSA history. I still think he tied for second with the most titles, I believe. So at some point in 2011, he decides he's not going to be the head coach anymore. He wants to hand the keys off to you, and you have your dad sitting next to you for a number of years as you coach the thing. What was that? That had been special.
I miss him on the bench so much. Just the little things that I hear him in my head. I hear him in my head all the time. You know, I know what he wants me to do or what he would do in that situation. I hear him. But those years that we were on the bench together, I was his assistant for 4 or 5 years before taking over as head coach. And we went to state, you know, 4 or 5 years in a row all together. And there was a great moment after we won the title in 2010. It was the first time that after winning a state title that he had me right there to hug immediately after the match. And there was a picture taken, and a buddy of mine painted a picture of that moment. It's awesome. It hangs in my house. I love it. And you know, so then we switched roles the next year, as me as head coach and him as assistant, and we won it again. So it was priceless. You know, those memories are something that I'll never ever forget.
The program twice won back-to-back championships. One time back-to-back-to-back championships. Are those your favorite teams, your favorite recollections, or is there anything else or anybody else that stands out?
Oh, well, my God, there's so many players that stand out. I mean, I can't put any one team in front of any other team, but my God, the memories of when I'm watching as a child, then from watching on the bench, then from standing on the court. I mean, I remember my first time having to be the one that walked out into the middle of the floor, and they said, "Coach Chad Rakers, meet Coach Chad Rakers." I'm like, I felt surreal, and you know, I'm like, the wrong guy's walking out here. But like I said, just being around him, being in the gym all the time, I learned by not knowing I was learning. I didn't know I was learning the game, but I was. And you know, all of that is credit to him. And the longer that, you know, he's been gone for 5 years now, and God, every time I look back, I realize how much he taught me.
The gym bears his name, by the way, out of modern day. You'd mentioned that you hear your dad's voice in your head. Is there anything in particular that he would say repeatedly that just kind of stuck and that you can repeat?
One, he would say, "It's the girls' fault." Every time anybody would ask him what the team was going to look like next year, he would say, "Oh, I don't know. We're losing 4 great seniors. You know, we got this kid's going to this college and this one's going there. What are we going to do? You know, we got who's going to fill these shoes? It's going to be so tough." You know, he was very real about that answer. That was truly how he felt. But he was very humble. He always said, "I'm just the bus driver," and that was the way that he felt. But when it came to practice time, to get out of his way, he was there to work.
Well, 2 times congratulations, Chad. First of all, modern day volleyball on winning the Whitey Herzog Award.
Thank you so much.
And also to your dad and to you as well, Fred Rakers, 2019 St. Louis Sports Hall of Fame inductee.